You are watching Take Away Back, the series. So I got a chance to run into Tupac Shakur during his last days on this planet. That's one of the most privileged moments in my life. Yet, back in the day, I didn't feel so privileged. Back in the day, in fact, we didn't really care. Had I been the person I am now, knowing how important that was, those last moments being around Pac, I would have valued it a lot more back then. That's kind of how I can relate to the generation now. A lot of y'all just don't give a damn. So y'all can probably relate to how I was feeling back in the day. Back during those times, I was just a 17-year-old kid. I wasn't giving a damn. You see, during that time, I was on the streets. My moms and pops kicked me out of the house. They had the old school Christian values from the South. You know, being that my parents was both from Mississippi and Arkansas, they wasn't having that shit. They had been kicked my brother out, and I wanted to be just like him. So what ended up happening is they kicked my ass out on the streets. So it's safe to say, Tupac was talking about me on that song. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. But nah, everybody knows Pac only talked about things that he experienced or somebody else he knew experienced. No, he was a real one. He would take up other people's battles that wasn't even his. Want to fight them like they was his own. That's part of the reason why he ain't here no more. He didn't know, I don't think Tupac knew truly what he was getting himself into when he signed to Death Row. For real. Because during that time, none of us knew what was going to transpire the next months after Tupac signed to Death Row. I can remember the day when Hit 'Em Up hit the radio. It's like they played the unedited version on the radio. Had everybody in California pumped the fuck up. For real. Especially everybody on the east side of Compton where I was sitting at. I mean, we had got our first taste of Death Row Records when I remember when I went to the video shoot for, I believe it was either Safe and Sound or Don't Make Dollars, Don't Make Sense. That was shot over there off Aiken Street, over there in the mob. I was just 17 years old, kid on a bike, like all of us. We used to ride bikes through all them neighborhoods. We'll talk more about that on another episode to Take Away Back. But like I mentioned before, that's one of my only legitimate gripes that I have with 1990's Death Row. Is I feel like it ruined a lot of homies' bonds. It ruined a lot of relationships that the different respective hoods had on the east side of Compton. Even all the way, it extended all the way to the west side of Compton. There was a lot of people that couldn't stand them because of certain animosity that they had. To me, it was all about the money. As simple as that. More money, more problems, especially amongst friends. Money should never be put in the way of anything. Those are big obstacles to overcome. I think that's why a lot of people ain't here today. Facts. But yeah, that's the only legitimate gripe I have with 1990's Death Row is I feel like it basically ruined the east side of Compton. A lot of homies feel that way. They ain't gonna voice their opinion and say it. I'm just now saying it now at the tender age of 46. Yeah, that's right. I'm 46 years old, y'all. I done seen a lot. Just to be able to sit here and blog on this blog right here about them events back in the day, that's truly amazing. I've been shot over 11 different times. Police brutality. You know what I'm saying? I almost didn't make it, y'all, here to tell this story. But back in the day was some real perilous times for Tupac Shakur to even be in that area. That's another gripe that I think that's the only gripe that people should have with 1990's Death Row. Could have been managed a lot better. Tupac should have been in that area. Nowhere near the east side of Compton. He was too valuable. That's another reason why I don't believe that should not have anything to do with his death. Why the fuck would you kill your motherfucking money? That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Suge wouldn't do no shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's dumb. But yeah, all my commentaries coming from my childhood, growing up in Compton, my life experiences. Everything you're gonna see on this series, Take It Way Back, is gonna be an extension of my feelings growing up back then and what I was seeing. I was one of the privileged ones that got a chance to see the rise and fall of Death Row Records. For real. Like I say, when Hit 'Em Up hit the radio, it hit LA like an avalanche. They played it everywhere. You know, K-Day, played it all on the beat, played it on Power 106, everywhere. That was one of the hottest tracks in the greater Los Angeles area. For real. I remember it to this day. But I was privileged enough to see a couple things from Death Row. I didn't get a chance to go to the album release party, but I heard about it. You know, how Pac was sitting on the throne and everybody was around him and shit, had the little females, you know, dancing around him and all that. Yeah, the homies told me about it. I was too busy in the hood doing other things. One of my last times seeing the car that Tupac got shot in was the same morning I got shot. For real. That's how dangerous Los Angeles County was during that time. Not only did Tupac Shakur lose his life that day, I got shot with a countless amount of other people that ended up getting shot that day in Compton. So that whole week, before that, the whole month, Compton was on fire. So for Tupac Shakur to be in that area, man, that's really amazing that nothing didn't happen to him sooner than that. You know, he had the swap meet, he had the park. You know what I'm saying? He coming out of the buzz spot. Yeah, that was truly a remarkable feeling for me to actually be able to run into him coming out of the buzz spot, man. When I think about it now, you know, that was amazing for me to be in the same general area as Tupac Shakur and now to be trying to do what I'm doing now. It's almost like all that stuff happened for a reason. For real. So I got a chance to smoke the same chronic as the late great Tupac Shakur. Facts. Hell, I used to smoke the same chronic as Game. But we'll talk about that on another episode of Take It Way Back. But yeah, Tupac Shakur, I ran into him one time coming out of a buzz spot. You see, I had seen him previous to that at the Compton swap meet, at Louis Burgers. The best burgers in town on the east side of Compton, Louis Burgers. I don't care what nobody say. Tams what? Louis Burgers. That was back when I was eating meat products. You know, I'm a vegetarian now. But yeah, I ran into Tupac coming out of the buzz spot where I used to get my medicine every morning. On the way to the Compton swap meet, you know, it's a small world. I had to stop at the spot, go run into the homie, and lo and behold, me coming downstairs, who I run into? Tupac Shakur. Like I said, he had been seeing me a couple times, so he recognized my face. Or maybe he mistaken me for my big brother. I don't know. But whatever it was, he asked me if the homie was upstairs. I can't reveal the homie's name. Shout out to the homie. You know who you is. Over there on Wardolph Street. So I ended up running to Pac coming downstairs. He asked me if the homie was upstairs. I told him, yeah, he upstairs. You know, nonchalantly told him upstairs. He was upstairs. But it wasn't like in awe or nothing like, oh, wow, that's Tupac Shakur. Oh, my goodness. Like most people would be right now. Like I said, he was just like one of the homies. He's in the hood with us, hanging out with us, smoking bud with us, all that. Pac was just a real one, man. For real. From what I can tell, I didn't know him like that. But every time I ran into him, he was as casual and comfortable as can be. He felt like he was right at home. It wasn't like he was being kept there. Pac was a real one, man. He loved that. He loved that gangster lifestyle. He loved being around all that shit that was going down in Compton, which ultimately ended up causing his death. You know, that's the sad part about it. I feel like Everybody on the east side of Compton, everybody in the greater Los Angeles area, we all partly responsible for Tupac's death. The reason why I say that, because the general energy that was around that area in LA County, we was all responsible for it. Just like we, as a collective whole, we responsible for what's happening right now in today's society. So that's how I felt about us surviving back in the 1990s Compton. Everybody was contributing to that same energy. It don't matter what you did. If you was around advocating the stuff that was going on back then, you contributed to that energy that was happening back then. And the end result was one of the greatest hip hop legends of all time ended up losing his life because of that. On the times when I used to be around, when I ran into Tupac up at the park, when he was over there hanging around the homie in them house, you know what I'm saying? One of the most legendary families that ever lived on that side of town used to live over there, and that's where Pac was hanging out at. You know what I'm saying? When I ran into him at Louis Burgers when he was up there eating some pastrami or something like chili cheese fries, pastrami, something like that. You know what I'm saying? He was cool, calm, and collective. I ain't never see him seem like he was worried or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was like he was home. For real. You know, for people that say that him and Suge didn't have no good relationship, that couldn't have been further from the truth, man. They seemed like they was all right to me. Pac wouldn't have been over there. Why was he over there? For real. Nobody will never know. But all I can say is Pac was a real one because of that. But yeah, my childhood was pretty awesome, man. I got a chance to meet one of the hip hop legends before he passed on to the next life. You know, Pac believed in reincarnation. He didn't believe in death. He didn't believe in fire and brimstone, hell, and all that stuff. He believed that one day that his energy would probably be needed here again. And he was hoping that it wouldn't be needed here again and he could pass on into another level. That's what I believe. I believe there's levels to this shit. For real. I think Pac was way before his time. He could see what was happening in the music industry. He could see all the bullshit way before we seeing it right now. You know, a lot of shit we seeing right now will make it very hard to smile. That's what he told us. For real. It's crazy. Like he said, the good die young. It's like they took him away from here because they didn't want him to be here to be able to see all that. See all this bullshit. For a lot of times, people thought Tupac was alive. You know, I was one of those people. But when you think about it, you think a voice like that would be able to be held down this long, seeing all this shit that's going on, he would have been said something. You feel me? We knew back in the day that Pac was gone. I mean, I wanted to believe in a 7-day theory like everybody else. But them bullets is real. Let me tell you about it. That shit hurt. If you ever been shot before, it's like a hot knife through some butter or something. Shit do not feel good. You know, Pac got shot fatally in Vegas. Man, that was hard for him. We was hoping he pulled through. Unfortunately, he didn't. That was a lot of bullets to take. For real. I'm going to talk more about that on later episodes to take a way back. I'm going to talk about how the Vegas incident probably never should have happened. That's one of the only legitimate gripes that a lot of people have with Suge Knight, is that he didn't properly protect his investment. In fact, that should be the only legitimate gripe that people should have with Suge Knight. Because I believe Suge Knight loved Tupac. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes love is tough. You know what I'm saying? You end up becoming a victim of other people's learning experiences. And that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? One of the great legends was took from us too early, y'all. Too soon. Or was it strategically planned? A lot of people believe, a lot of conspiracy theorists like me, believe that Tupac was took up out of here because there was another agenda going on in the entertainment industry. A lot of our different forefathers who knew about this, certain problems that was happening in the industry, They talked about it before they passed on. The Pimp C's of the world, the Tupacs of the world, the DMX's of the world. I believe they knew what was transpiring, what was going on. They could see behind the veil. And we seeing it unfold right now. You know, last time I checked, Tupac did like half the damn industry. You ever think about what he would feel right now, seeing what's transpiring right now? Would he be happy or sad? I think he had mixed emotions. I think he wouldn't like the bullshit that transpired way before that. But also, I think he'd be like, damn, I told you. For real. But yeah, man, I've always been a big follower, a big fan of Tupac Shakur. That's one of the reasons why I started rapping some years ago. It's because I thought about it, but actually, that was part of the reason why I started rapping some years ago. But we'll talk about it on other episodes to take away back. The real reason why I started rapping. But it ain't got nothing to do, it ain't got all the way to do with Tupac. It was more to do with the jab and what I seen in the music industry. What was about to happen. That's one reason why I created the group, Real Rider Music Group. Because I feel like the industry that we know today is not really the hip hop that we knew yesterday. It's turning into something else. Pretty soon we're going to have robots up there performing. You know what I'm saying? Doing our job for us. They already got AI technology making music now as it is. I don't really agree with the AI version of Tupac either. Nothing like the real thing, baby. For real. You know what I'm saying? Bring back live open mics. Bring back live concerts, y'all. Bring back that real shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a right to their artistry, man. I ain't got nothing against all y'all new cats, the new generation. You know, y'all artists. Everybody's an artist. Everybody has their ability to interpret art and to display art how they choose to display it. And that's exactly what's happening in the world. You see all different types of hip hop, different realms, all that. That's a good thing. That's what hip hop has always been. Hip hop is a culture. Facts. A big culture. You got different avenues of it. For real. But yeah. Rest in peace to the late great Tupac Shakur, man. He's definitely one of my idols. I want to talk more about how things should have been, how things should have turned out. On later episodes to take away back. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode today, y'all. It's that real rider shit. Man and Man Leo. Real rider music. Let's go.